Nick Valentine, Diamond City's beloved synth detective, and arguably Fallout 4's #1 candidate for most fan art, even if some of it gets a bit imaginative. Well, today I will be listing my top 5 facts about our robotic friend, and I encourage you, seriously, all video donations will be going toward his full body reconstruction. Apparently last Valentine's Day really wasn't his day. Number 1. Before earning his respect and entrance in Diamond City, Nick was a pre-war detective whose memories were transferred into a synth model by the Commonwealth Institute of Technology. So now it's your tuition money, soon it'll be your brains. Life afterward was difficult fitting in, but he eventually acclimated to a small local community where he built a strong friendship with a young boy named Jim. Unfortunately, when he left, and years later returned for a visit, the town had been ransacked by a group of raiders, and its community nowhere to be found. I'm very sorry, Sherlock, but we're dropping this in the Unsolved Mysteries folder. Number 2. Looks like Nick Valentine and the mysterious stranger have a bit of a history. If Nick's your companion and the stranger appears in your VATS sequence, Nick can be heard saying, "That was him right there, the stranger. Where'd he go?" Or he'll attempt to arrest him. Also, if you loot the case file under Valentine's bed, notes can be found detailing rumors of the stranger that date back to the very first Fallout game. So, again, like the elusive Moby Dick, very sorry, Captain, this case has yet to be terminated. Number 3. Okay, so his career's had some dark days, but his personal life is okay, right? False! His girlfriend was brutally murdered by one of Boston's biggest crime lords. In the personal quest Long Time Coming, Nick has you hunting the old ghoul gangster known as Eddie Winters, who is the likely suspect in the killing of a Ms. Jennifer Lands, the would-be fiancée. We're very sorry, Valentine, but perhaps Halloween is a more appropriate last name for you. However, with your help, sole survivor, in this case, this detective may get his chance to have his long-running fugitive spill the beans. Literally, out of his neck. Number 4. Number 4 also happens to be an Easter egg! And by that, I mean it in its most minor implication. But when you stimpack Nick during battle, he can be heard saying, "And that's how they put Nick back together again." Which is a reference, of course, to the popular nursery rhyme, Humpty Dumpty. Look, I get it. Just be glad I didn't put this as number 1. Nick Valentine, though, he has a legendary list of quotes. This is why I bring it up. And a very notable mention has got to be, I can't tell if your aim is spectacular or horrendous. Either way, knock it off. Number 5. And lastly, while I haven't come across this just yet myself, there is a random encounter where a group of raiders, with the intent of ambushing you, will recognize Nick and stop attacking you. See, what I like most about this is what it implies. Either A, that he is so feared among the raider community that should any of them be killed in combat and somehow leave an item or evidence behind that could be traced back to their raider families or hideouts, they wouldn't want to take the risk and therefore leave him alone, which also gives them a sick hint of humanity. But also, perhaps B, that these are the raiders who ransacked that small town that he used to live in, and maybe they feel guilty and decide to show mercy, knowing that the fate of the other townsfolk they dealt with had a much darker ending. I think the former is a lot more likely, but it is fun to kick around options and study what drives these very intricate characters. But who am I to know? This information is, in fact, confidential. There you have it, my top 5 facts about Nick Valentine. If you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be seeing you in the next one. And if you don't show up, I can track you down. I know a guy.